Forgive my singing, but here goes. Bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da bum 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 bum. Bum ba da bum ba da bum ba da bum bum ba da bum bum bum. Doesn't this remind you of Bonanza? Oh yeah. Father Ben and the brothers Adam, Hoss, and America's heartthrob, Little Joe. And I just got to thinking about it, because these trees have all been through a fire. When that lead-in comes on, they had a map of the Ponderosa. And these are all Ponderosa Pines here. But the map lit on fire. How appropriate is that for these lands? I mean, fire is part and parcel of the Southwest, it seems. So just wanted to throw that in and give you a shot of what I'm hiking through. It's pretty nice right now. One thing I've learned today is from walking through these groves of Ponderosa Pines for several miles. Really lovely trees. But like the Cartwrights in Bonanza, they were honest, forthright people, or at least their characters were. And you might say they were not shady people. Just like their trees, Ponderosa Pines let quite a bit of sun through compared to other trees that I'm used to on the East Coast. The sun is about straight up right now. You can see this patch of shade, and it's full of dappling where the sun gets through. And back home, if you had a white pine, it would be solid shade. So it's kind of a nice effect, I think. This is a creek. It's dry for quite a ways upstream. But right here, we have some beautiful water. A nice little pool. And I scooped some out and filtered it, and now I'm ready to go. So in the last 18 miles, that's been it. So very thankful for that. And it doesn't look like it might be there for much longer. These are called sheds. Not something that you park your car in or put tools in. But pretty humongous. Well, the sun is going down, so I'll be looking for a place to set up my tent tonight. I hope it's a little warmer tonight. I cowboy camped last night and it was a little bit frosty. I have a lighter weight sleeping bag now, so I need to be aware of that. It's sad but true that One common item you'll see out here are bones, all kinds of bones. And the animal husbandry here is a whole different style than back home out east. I don't know if that was a calf or it could have been a deer or whatever, but I'm sure a lot of them are cattle bones. And they die for whatever reason, and there's no one around to monitor. But that's just the style. I'm not being critical. It is a cool morning. Again, 34 degrees. Little or no wind though, so that's good. So my next food box is in Pie Town. And what's Pie Town? Well, there's actually a shop where they make pies. And evidently that's about all there is to Pie Town. So I'm looking forward to getting a pie in Pie Town. Here I am at a solar well, and the way this works is they have photovoltaic panels that power a pump at the bottom of the well, and the well, that pump pushes water up into this giant tank that would make a lovely swimming pool. And so that's the water that's pumped up, and bugs and stuff can get in there. There's water striders swimming around in there, so that's actually a sign it's pretty good water if those bugs are living in there. So I dip the water into this bag here, and then this is the filter that screws on. Whoop, I'm not doing very. Screws on this end, and then I just squeeze the water through the filter into my bottles, and that's how it's done. That's the first one of these signs I've seen, so I guess that makes it official. Way down there are two guys on mountain bikes, and they're doing the Continental Divide Bicycle Trail. They stopped and talked to me for a while and were super nice. Asked if I needed anything. That was nice. I love that kind of camaraderie. I wish them well. Steve and Tommy, go guys. I'm back on the alternate route, which is a road. I was way up there, and I decided to come down because there was no trail up there. It was just entirely bushwhacking and going by this ethereal phone thing. So I'm glad I didn't come down where there was a steep bank like this. It was navigable marginally, but I made it, and I'm on the move again after wasting hours. So I'll try to avoid that mistake again. That might be the town of Reserve. I'm down to just a little bit of water, like 16 ounces, and I've been rationing. So I've got 4 or 5 miles to the next surefire well, and I'm pushing to get there. The only reason I had a good view, oh wow, look at over there. At the end of that meadow, there's a house. That's the first residence I've seen in about 3 days. But this was burned here, so I had a view. It was a big mountain. I don't know what the name of it was. It was a long climb, and you get to the top, and there's nothing, just like the Appalachian Trail. So I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, I guess until we get above tree line, why should this be any different? So I gotta push on and get to Aragon Well. There's other water sources along the way, but I've heard they're dry or too nasty to filter. There's a phenomenon called the green flash, and it occurs in oceans or across oceans. So if you are on an island and you're watching the sunset and there's not a single cloud in the sky between you and the horizon, then as the sun dips down, just as it disappears on the horizon, there's a split second of green light, and it's called the green flash. And I've had the joy of seeing about 7 or 8 in my lifetime. It's a rare thing to have clear skies like that, and to be positioned. I mean, literally, you can't be blinking when that occurs. It's just a momentary thing, and some people think it's just a bunch of hooey balooey until you've actually witnessed it. And I've been in places where we witnessed it, and when it happened, because you never know for sure. It can look like a cloudless sky, but there can be something way off in the horizon, and that ruins it. So something to look forward to if ever you're at the beach and you're facing the west or on an island somewhere. It's really something special. And I got to get going because it's going to get dark and I need to get water. I just saw a coyote crossing the road up ahead. No time to get the camera out, but I think I know what he was feeding on. I'm on a road walk to Pie Town, and yes, there is a town in New Mexico called Pie Town, and they do have a place that makes pies. So this road walk, well, this road is not much of a road. It's more like an old farm road or an old skid road. And some places are better than others. Right now the going is pretty good, so I thought I'd talk to you. I have a friend in law enforcement, And I don't know all the details about what I'm going to tell you. He had to move to a different county, and the reason is the prosecutor in that county wasn't taking any of his cases. So why would that be? Just to make him look bad? Well, one thing I know about this law enforcement officer is he had a thing about DUIs. He didn't like them. And I used to do EMS, work on an ambulance crew. And one thing I noticed in my work was that when we had a bad car wreck and drunk drivers were involved, the police rarely, if ever, charged them with the crime unless there was a fatality. Lawyers have an easy time getting DUI offenders off scot-free. For example, one little ploy is to say, oh yeah, his alcohol level was high, but after the wreck he drank some beers. He was just upset and he wanted to settle his nerves. And so there's no law against drinking a beer or taking a shot of whiskey after you've been in a wreck. Judges and lawyers drink, and a lot of them drink and drive, and so it's just not a popular crime to prosecute. The other big issue that my friend had was people who have children and they're not properly restrained in a car, be it a car seat or a booster seat or a seat belt, and it just really bothered him. And it could be that was something that he repeatedly brought to court, and the prosecutor was finding it wasn't helping his chances for re-election. This is the reason I'm bringing it up, is it points to another reason why it's bad to have prosecutors elected. It makes it political, and it changes the way they work and the way they do things in a negative way. Know that the U.S. is, I think, the only developed nation in the world that has prosecutors elected. There are a few states, I think Alaska and New Jersey, I forget the others, just 4 or 5 that have appointed prosecutors. It seems to me like that would be the better way to go. Have a bipartisan panel that selects the prosecutors and go from there. All right, here we are in New Mexico, homing in on Pie Town, where I'll pick up my package and I am going to buy a pie. Have a little splurge. Trekking for Tarzan.